And you have to make sure kids don't get involved, because by punishing the adults, by punishing the professionals and showing that they're being punished and developing a form of accountability, you are discouraging players developing a love for the game, rising through the youth systems of various clubs, either professional clubs or local clubs, or not even that, or just youth clubs. By showing them that it's wrong, you're discouraging them from doing it themselves. It reminds me of rugby. When I grew up and I started playing rugby, and there's a big cultural difference between rugby and football in this regard. In rugby, from day one, you are told, respect the referee, do not answer back. Do not answer back. There is no tolerance for any answering back to any official decision. Even if it's wrong, even if it's bad, don't. No ill discipline, you get on with the game. That is not done in football. Not at all. And you see in football, at the highest level, surrounding the referee all the time. Whereas in rugby, players could be built like a brick house, 6'8", monsters of men, but then they might dare to walk up to the official and ask a question because they respect the official. Even if the officials get things wrong, and they do in football a lot, it's partly because the game is so fast-paced and moves all the time, and even four officials, so referee, two linesmen, fourth official, can't get everything. Even with VAR, you could argue, although that's why VAR exists. Even then, the game is so fast-paced, there are going to be errors, but there is no respect for the officials. None at all. And that's an endemic issue. I think it's illustrated by diving, really. Simulation shows the fact that players will happily misbehave and find any way of achieving a tactical edge. And until we actually develop some form of respect for officials at the highest level by punishing poor behaviour, by making players accountable for their behaviour, not just diving, but any form of poor behaviour, simulation, arguing back with the ref, swearing, again, on the rugby field, if you start swearing, especially at the official, you're off straight away. No, there's no tolerance for that, you're off straight away. There should be that kind of form of discipline in football, but there isn't. So
see, I know that about rugby. I don't care for rugby at all, but I know the whole thing about not talking back, respecting the referees and things. I know that just because it's, I don't know, I must have just caught.
It's from the beginning, really, and it's partly because the
players. Be a seed planted.
It's a cultural thing, and it's just if you plant the seed, it will grow. If you ensure it's a fact of life, if you ensure it's part of the whole system, then changes will occur. But with football, it's really by the by. Even at a youth level, if you have a kids' game on Sunday, it will likely be refereed by a young guy, sometimes old men, but usually nowadays there's a shortage of referees and most of them are young, often teenagers. But even parents get too involved, too keen, and they will start shouting at the referee. I've seen this with my own eyes. And so where's the respect there? Why would the kid respect a referee when their parent on the sideline is shouting at them, and when their heroes on TV are shouting at them? It's never going to change, so it has to be across the board, really. And this is, I suppose we've kind of transcended from the issue of diving to just general accountability, because we don't like what players do on the pitch.